Hey guys, Island Turtle here. Welcome to BOMISpirit. This is the monthly general tarot reading for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. This is part one. Part two can be found on Patreon or Vimeo. Links are listed down below. If you're new, welcome. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. All of those will help the video circulate, which every YouTuber can use right now with all the changes to the algorithms and everything. Excuse me. But Taurus, let's not delay. Let's go ahead and get into your reading. The first things that I want to mention to you about what I was feeling with you. So first of all, I was feeling strong Cancer vibes. You could have Cancer in your chart. Could be no the Cancer. Cancer season can be important to you. What do we still have? No, it's not a Cancer. Wait, no. Venus is moving into Cancer soon. Pallas Athena is I believe already done with Cancer. I believe. I want to say Pallas Athena, by the time you guys see this on YouTube, I feel like Pallas Athena will definitely be done with Cancer, and I know Venus will be shifting into Cancer really soon, I think sometime this week, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, I was feeling really strong Cancer energy with you. They also showed me the Temperance card. When I say they, I mean they. And when I say see, I mean see, through my mind's eye. Excuse me. Now, when I saw the Temperance card, Temperance can come in a variety of flavors. It could speak of reconciliations, it could speak of balance and harmony, it could speak of forgiveness, can speak of healing, can speak of being guided spiritually or being even protected spiritually. I kind of look at that card as a little bit of a guardian angel. I was just feeling this wave of warm, fuzzy goodness, which was like, came across to me as healing and peace and comfort. Excuse me. And then I had another feeling that came up, and I didn't know another way to describe it other than saying, once you accept your feelings, you will find more ease with balance. Yeah, you'll find more ease with balance. It was almost like this sigh of relief, but I felt it in the chest, and I felt it like a surrender and like an acknowledgement, a relief that comes with just acceptance. But I feel like it's really about emotions, or about how you could be feeling about something, maybe even like unresolved feelings you have about a certain situation, or even about yourself. But it feels really emotional. Like everything I'm feeling with you feels very watery. Very, very watery, and very much about your emotions. Temperance also does speak about tempering as well, like tempering water and fire, tempering your emotions. Even Cancer to some extent is about dealing with emotions. Although they are like the baby water sign, so it's like I'm not saying Cancer are emotional. I think all water signs are more in tune with their emotions than other signs tend to be. But this seems to be finding acceptance and balance within your own emotions, and then things will become easier. That's just what I was feeling with you. But at the end of the day, I was feeling warm, fuzzy goodness, okay? I also feel this kind of getting back into not nature, but, God, how do I explain this? I guess elements. It's not just nature, it's like elements. And when I'm speaking to that, like I'm not just speaking to plants, or I'm not speaking to just the earth element, like all of the elements, kind of moving into this like magician alchemist sort of state of being. I'm seeing a lot of crystals, to be honest with you. I'm seeing a lot of crystals. So you guys might feel called to crystals. You might start to work with crystals, or even crystal technology. Yeah. Yeah, it's like it's this deep connection with yourself to these things, like to these different elements. Like seeing yourself in them, actually, is kind of how it's coming across. Seeing yourself in them. That feels very magical to me. That feels very interesting to me. That's not going to apply to everybody, but you'll know who you are. But I feel like for the majority of you, this is about tempering your emotions via acceptance of them, and finding more ease and balance in your life because of doing that, or within a certain situation because of doing that. Okay? And some of you might have struggled to do this because maybe these particular emotions have been very difficult, or maybe they're wrapped up in unpleasant feelings, right? Like anger or sadness or irritation. I actually got the word hate. I hope you don't have any hate. Let's just say that's not that, but it's something I did just hear, so that was interesting. But let's go ahead and pull some cards for you guys, okay? The energy oracle cards are calling out to me for you. So let's go ahead and use that. All the decks I use are linked below for your convenience. Yeah, you can't put your emotions on the back burner. I just heard back burner. Like anything you've been putting on the back burner emotionally, you just can't do it anymore. You just can't do it anymore. It's making it harder to find balance and peace. They're showing me the Chariot card. We'll see if that comes out. That's Cancer. That is Cancer. When I'm looking at the Chariot more so recently, I'm looking at it in different ways. I'm looking at it from a very spiritual perspective of ascension, Chariot of ascension. I'm also looking at it from a perspective of flow, like emotional flow, energetic flow. When we are really in tune with ourselves and we're really adhering to our truth and what it is that we want, and our mind is made up and everything's in alignment, we move a lot easier, right? Because we don't have any internal resistance between different truths, different thoughts, our mind and our head. If everything's on board, everything's on the same page, the Chariot can ride, right? You've got your sphinxes all going in the same direction. They're not pulling against each other. You can have flow. But I think that's why they're bringing that up for you. Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. I just got this big brother vibe. Big brother vibe. Some of you could be potentially like an older sibling of another sibling. But to me, it has that energy like looking out for somebody, looking over somebody who's younger, or even if they're not younger, maybe somebody who's not as experienced as you in some way, shape, or form, like whether that's at work or whatever. But I just got this big brother energy. So some of you could have somebody who kind of plays the role for you, or you could be playing that role for another person. Interesting. So we have walking away in reverse. Ooh, are we being stubborn? Sorry, Taurus, I gotta call you out. I feel super resistant here. I feel a lot of resistance. And again, when you move into acceptance of your emotions, I feel like you're not going to have very much resistance and things will be easier. But wherever you're at here in this energy, whenever you get here, if you've been here already, resistance, okay? Resistance, resistance, resistance. Wow. Refusal is actually the word that I'm hearing. Refusal. Refusing to move in a direction, refusing to accept something, refusing to acknowledge something. It's really like, I'm going to plant my feet and I'm going to be here. It's a stubborn energy. It's very stubborn. Okie dokie. Anything else for my Taurians? Hey, Clydester, I thought you were napping. He was napping for Sag, now he's all up and wild for you guys. Could have Gemini in your chart, just got a little bit of that. Okay, so we have rest and rejuvenation coming in after that. This is a weird energy I'm feeling with you, because rest and rejuvenation, I usually feel like a Four of Swords, like peaceful. I don't feel like you're being peaceful. I feel like you are being very adamant right now about what it is that you want. But I feel like you being adamant about something that you want, or being adamant to sticking to something, or maybe not allowing a change to happen. It's like, how do I explain this? Yeah, I mean, it's just causing resistance. I am feeling boundaries too. You could be setting boundaries with somebody or certain people and individuals. I don't feel like you're peaceful. I don't. If anything, it's like, I'm gonna plant my feet. I'm gonna be very clear and firm as to what I expect and what it is that I want, and I will refuse this change, refuse moving in a certain direction. But it just feels so firm. Like, I don't feel like you're in like Zen mode. I don't feel that at all. If anything, I actually feel like you're just taking such a strong stance that it might actually lead to a feeling of being kind of isolated. Like you're taking your stance in your own energy in your bubble, and it's like you're doing it for yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Where it's like, I don't feel like you got allies in that. That's a better way to say that. I don't feel like you have allies in whatever it is that you're standing up against or standing for. Anything else for my Taurians? They keep reminding me the acceptance of feelings, the acceptance of emotions. Whatever's triggered such a resistant energy within you, I mean, that's really the key. That's the key, right? Like, why are you so resistant to whatever this is? Whatever change this is, whatever ending this is. It's a change or an ending. Like I'm actually seeing the Ten of Swords in the Tower card. It's a change or an ending. And you don't want it to take place. You just don't. But your reaction to me feels very strong. I won't say extreme. It just feels strong. There must be a reason for that. Thought he found something to play with. Anything else for Taurus? He did. He's playing with himself. So cute when he gets like that. I can watch him like that for hours. Okay. Okay, sorry, back to you guys. Okay, Taurus. Ooh. Broken heart in reverse. Your refusal of whatever this change is, whatever this ending is, I'm not, well, no, it is inevitable. It is. Things can't stay the same forever, right? I feel like it's catalyzed you. Because again, I feel like when you push back, when you go into this place of refusal, you kind of isolate yourself a little bit. Like, I don't feel like you have like physical allies with you. I don't feel like you have people supporting your decision. I don't feel like you have people going like, yeah, Taurus, you're so right. Like, you might not even be like, if this is happening between you and another person, you're not really telling other people about it. But once you become isolated in that refusal, in that resistant energy, it can lead you to understanding why you feel this way, why you feel so resistant to this change. Some of you, it's going to bring up some, some other deeply rooted pain that you haven't dealt with before. But it's going to lead to healing too. It's going to lead to that temperance energy. Interesting. Woman holding a coin and temple path in reverse around the broken heart card. This is feeling like the wrong direction. That's what temple path is in reverse. It's this feeling of that's not in alignment, that's not right, it's the wrong way, around woman holding a coin. And this could be around like a work situation or a money situation. And it's weird because I almost get the feeling that this isn't actually you. Like it's an external energy. Like someone you know is making a choice and it's like, you're like, no. I don't like that decision. I don't like it. And then you kind of get isolated, but then you start to really like acknowledge why you feel that way, like why you had such a strong reaction to it. So some of you, it is definitely about another person making a reaction, and then your reaction, it's about a person making a choice or following a certain path and your reaction to that choice. And you don't like it. And so there's this like isolating feeling, but you start to really understand like why it hurts you. I feel like it hurts you. Now some of you, it's about yourself, right? Where it's not about another person. And where it is about yourself, it's this feeling of, I don't want this change to happen because I don't want to go in a direction that I don't think is right for me. Or I don't want to be forced into a path that I don't feel good about. It's like, honestly, if it's about you, I feel like it's really coming down to, I don't want to make a choice that's out of my control. I don't want to be pushed into a direction that's out of my control. And it does feel like you're isolated in this experience. I don't feel like people like right there by your side in it. I do feel like you're kind of isolated in it. But you're gonna understand your feelings about it. You're gonna find healing in that. Okay. On the bottom, appreciation in reverse. That's insecurity. When we have this card in reverse, it's kind of like the Nine of Pentacles card in reverse. It speaks to insecurity, not feeling very grounded, not really seeing like the good or the beauty in your current situation. Yeah, and the World in reverse, kind of seeing the world through a closed lens, not really seeing things for what they are or what it is that they're offering. Cornucopia in reverse, it's really speaking to the same thing. This initial reaction of refusing to accept this person's choice and how it may affect you, or refusing to accept a change that's happening and your lack of control over it. It's all wrapped up in this, and not really seeing the silver lining, or not seeing the bigger picture of what it is that it's really creating, or what it is that's offering you. And for those of you where there's a person making a choice and it's affecting you, seeing how it could be beneficial for them, even if you don't think they're making the right choice. It's all going to show you why you really had such a strong reaction to this change. Okay? Now keep in mind, today is May 4th. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you might be watching this on the full moon eclipse. This can totally be something that happens with the eclipse. Eclipses cause change. They cause a lot of change. They cause deep change. Deep change is what I meant to say. Especially for a full moon eclipse and it being in Scorpio. During a time where we've already had massive changes, it's going to really rock your world, not just externally, but very much internally. And I'm seeing that. I'm seeing the emotional uproar a little bit, a little internal emotional like storm coming up, but you're going to get clarity on yourself because of it, because of this change that it seems like this change you did not initiate. You're just experiencing it. You're being forced to experience it because someone else made a choice. Or something's just happening and you just kind of got to roll with it. And you don't want to roll with it until you realize, I got to roll with it. There's no other choice. But it's all about perspective too, Taurus. Right now, this is the perspective you're taking. You're not grateful for it. You're looking at it from a negative lens, a pessimistic lens. It actually feels like you're really losing. Like you're losing opportunity, but you're not, because look what's coming in after that. Door to personal healing and happiness. That might as well be like temperance energy that I was feeling with you. Like warm, fuzzy goodiness. That is what is being created out of this whole situation, but you're looking at it through a negative lens. Because you just don't want it to happen. And I get it. I gotcha. But let's move on. Oh my God, we're almost 20 minutes in. I swear that happens so fast. All right, well then let's just go right into tarot. I kind of wanted to use the animals. Maybe I'll use them in part 2. Any messages or insights for Taurus? Sun, rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Well, that came out weird. So a few cards just came out, a big pile, and the way they came out was weird. It was like this very slow, like slipping down like out of my hands onto the floor. I don't know, some of it felt very strange. And they came out in 2 chunks. So we have Magician with the World in reverse and the Six of Cups in reverse. Okay. Remember what I was saying about Magician energy? And here you are coming out as Magician. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse and the High Priestess in reverse. This was a little bit like that energy of like not seeing things for what they are, not seeing the benefit, the silver lining, the bigger picture. I definitely feel that here. Not wanting to honor what's happening. And like because of that, it's like it's closing off your sight. It's making you narrow-minded. But on the other end of the spectrum, we've got this. Magician with the World in reverse and the Six of Cups in reverse. Muster your strength. Muster your lessons. Getting into the elements that I was talking about before, right? It's like picking up all your tools in the toolbox to get yourself to shift your perspective about what's happening here. I feel like this strong refusal, it's a trigger. Six of Cups in reverse being there really indicates that as well. Six of Cups in reverse is to me, it's a habit card, like a bad habit or bad child or like unhealthy childhood patterns, family patterns. It could speak to unpleasant memories, bad memories, like sad emotions, like things that we're carrying around that like aren't great. Don't make us feel so good from our past, especially with the World being there. The World being right there too really speaks to that being something that's affected your karma, or something that's affected your lessons, or how you viewed the world, seen the world, and you can turn that around, because this is helping you to acknowledge that this is even there in the first place. You understand what I'm saying? But you got to muster, and that's what I'm hearing. It's like you got to gather your resources, gather your tools, get in touch with that elemental energy. And they're telling me again, it's like seeing yourself in the elements, like being able. I feel. Oh, thank you. That I feel like that's also coming with this ability to observe yourself in this situation from outside yourself. I'm saying it one more time. Observe yourself in the situation from outside yourself. That does help to give you a bigger picture, get you to the silver lining, to see just beyond you, beyond the reaction, beyond the feelings of what's really happening, so that you can transmute this, you can turn this around. Okay? But yeah, I feel like with this, I feel like this is part of that refusal energy and just like closing the mind off. This change they're being forced to experience, again, whether because someone's making a choice and you don't like it and how it affects you, or it's just something you're having to suffer through. Some of you, I think it actually reminds you of being abandoned, or reminds you of, how do I want to say this? I'm hearing stability, when stability was really rocked or compromised. So maybe it's flashing you back to financial hardship, household hardship. They're showing me the Ten of Pentacles. Maybe where the household wasn't super stable. That could even been in childhood. Money wasn't stable, wasn't secure. It's bringing up just such a strong reaction. Again, like I said, it's a trigger. It's a trigger from your past. Okay. But see the emotions for what they are. Observe the situation from outside of yourself, so that you can find acceptance with this. Okay. I really want to say this really is for the best. But you gotta move into magician mode to really see that, and to deal with your emotions, to temper your own emotions in order to see that. Overall, Devil in reverse, liberation. Wow, look, liberation from insecurity, liberation from feeling unstable. It's basically the appreciation card in reverse, liberation from lack of gratitude. I'm also getting this too, like a feeling of just being at the mercy of the external world. Like actually not feeling very confident of having control over your own life. Some of you, this is what it's coming down to too. Wanting to maintain control. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and move into part 2. So if you are leaving us here, I hope you enjoyed this. If you're joining us in part 2, I'll see you over there. And again, everything that you would ever need to know about for this channel or website stuff, all linked down below for your convenience. And I will see you guys very soon, okay? Take care.